Alter TV. This is your Saturday edition, the alternative to Legends. This Saturday we're going to talk about the magazines, football magazines I suppose we should say, that we read as kids or young adults in some cases. We'll start with, I'm joined, they've already waved, it's Rob Palmer, Connor Kelly, I probably should know them. We'll start with Connor. What were your kind of, I suppose, formative magazines? How did you get your footballing kick, fix, I suppose.
Yeah, I used to... Fuck off with your pun.
I didn't even realise. Edit it so I look clever. We'll roll with it.
Yeah. Footballing reading. We should just give you a little trophy.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
The pun master.
Pun master fresh.
Yeah.
Puntacular.
Sorry.
Anyway,
footballing reading.
What did you enjoy?
Well, I think the football reading that I did that formulated my opinion on football was only maybe in the last 4 or 5 years when I started reading World Soccer, which is the best football. Yeah, so there's
just behind you.
Stackfuls.
Does everyone ever printed over there? Every single one.
Which you must have more than me, so yeah, I'd say you do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was World Soccer. I think it was when I started college, and I was made aware by our journalism tutor, Dave, great man, that there was other footballing reading outside of like the Independent and the Times and stuff, which brought me to the Guardian and the Guardian's football coverage, and I loved the Guardian's football coverage because of that.
Football coverage is good.
And then it morphed into World Soccer because certain writers for the Guardian wrote for World Soccer, and through Twitter and stuff. But that always sort of formulated my opinion, and it's great because you can find out about players from obscure, weird countries that don't necessarily get the attention. But the footballing magazine I read religiously as a kid is a little one called Match, and I have a copy of one right here, which I'll show for the good listeners.
This is one we prepared earlier.
Yeah.
Yes. Speaking of childhood.
2002, Zinedine Zidane, Rivaldo for AC Milan, Thierry Henry still rampaging down the wing for through the middle for Arsenal, Juan Sebastian Varane playing for Manchester United.
And on the back here, which is just great, you've got gods of the game, and look at the 3 players they've chosen.
Ljungberg,
crazy looking back. Is that coming through okay, Adam? Yeah.
See that?
Ljungberg, Sheringham, and Ferdinand.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's quite special. I
never actually read Match ever.
Yeah, I only figured that it's quite. Yeah, it's short.
Love this. It's Brian McBride. It has a quote from it. No, it's not a quote, it's a speech about, I might be American, but I can still play soccer. That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Brian McBride could play soccer.
Yeah.
Really well.
Yeah, this bit on Ray. Oh, it's just this was my childhood, and I didn't think I still had all of these, but there's a stack of them away in my room somewhere.
You can win Roy Keane signed boots.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is that?
Oh,
that was Roy Keane.
That's the star.
Oh, okay.
This is the star of Match magazine, and I can't remember his name. I think it was
Matchman. It would be Matchman. It has to be Matchman.
You're looking at Matchman.
It was Matchman. Yeah, it was Matchman.
I just love the way they put these speech bubbles on because, like I said, I've never.
Look how stereotypically borderline racist it is.
I know. Yeah, it's like the American who can't play soccer.
And then it's like
Real Madrid will surely win it again. None, which is Zinedine Zidane.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
because he just throws in Frenchisms whenever he can. You know?
The funny thing about this is that Newcastle were in the Champions League because Alan Shearer is there. But yeah, this Match magazine formulated was the reading I did as a kid with football. It looks comical at this point.
Yeah,
but
is it good?
Great.
Like, or rather, was it? Because obviously it's not.
For a kid, it's great.
So it is a good kids football magazine.
Oh yeah, it's brilliant because you get interviews with your favorite players, and it talks about football in a childlike reverence, and it's colourful and it's fun. It's great. Like I loved it.
No, you can see. No, you can see it. It's just something that completely passed me by. Like.
I'm trying not to be too nostalgic these days, but this is great. Actually, fun.
Oh no!
I didn't think
get nostalgic. Get nostalgic. No, seriously, I mean, we're trapped in this attic recording videos, but there is actually just a big box of them in there, which I think that's fantastic. I think that when you can, because you always see people throw things away, and I know I'm a little bit of a hoarder. I'll freely admit that, but when you can pull things out and go, oh, this was the year when that kind of thing, I think is really really cool, and this being nostalgic Saturday morning video, YouTube action. It should happen. So I'd say work away with that nostalgia.
Tell my dad this, because my dad always for years giving me stick about all the magazines I've collected.
Really?
Oh, hang on
Yeah.
to your stuff.
It's not even that they'll be worth anything. It's just to have them. It's
Yeah,
cool to be
it's
able
great.
to flick through. But do you have any stories with Match? Like, who got it for you? How did you get into it? Like, you know the way some people, like your dad used to pick it up for you or whatever.
Originally, I bought, or I didn't buy it because I was too young to buy
Yeah.
it, but I got Shoot, which is another kids magazine. But then Shoot,
You used to get little things with that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
used to get little like, oh, did you ever get shoes? Oh, fucking! It was like I remember this because my dad used to work in Super Queen and Fingers. He was like the manager there, and he used to get the ones that didn't get sold during the week. He'd bring them home, and used to always get little toys with Shoot. Like, used to get like a little goalpost, and used to flick the ball. It was great.
We didn't read football magazines in my house. I was the one who brought them into my house, if you know what I mean. Nobody else reads them in my house. I'm the only person. So like we used to get like history magazines. I'm not exaggerating. That used to be like great because you'd bring it home and you'd be able to read about it. So I know that sounds
don't
bad.
lie, you loved it.
No, I still do. I still get them. But it's like I'm a subscriber to Ancient Warfare magazine. It just doesn't get better than that. Like,
Fucking niche, man.
oh, well, you know. But no, we used to love them. But this is why I'm so interested in these, because I know in my experience that when these magazines come out, you see the cover and you're kind of like, oh, this is great. So I just want to get that. You know, because sometimes you look back in a magazine and it's absolutely crap. Like, there used to be a Where's Wally history magazine.
Yeah.
Oh, it was dreadful. They used to put jokes in it. You don't joke with history. It's not funny. You know?
No.
It's not funny. No, but in all seriousness, it was a good introduction, but it was a dreadful magazine looking back on it.
Yeah.
Whereas that's why I wanted to know if you
Put
thought
things in
this was
context. Wayne Rooney is on the front here alongside John Terry.
good. He's got hair.
Yeah.
That's his own.
And he had ability as well. Yeah.
this was
Yes.
16-year-old Wayne Rooney. This is his first
Good Lord.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is how old this magazine is.
First
lads.
season. Is he in the United getting there?
Yeah, no.
Oh, he's in
England.
Everton. Oh, okay.
England
Oh,
23.
yeah, okay.
Oh, I always
Yeah.
liked England's red jersey.
Yeah.
I think it's really, really nice, actually.
El Hadji Diouf playing for Liverpool. Oh, Steven Gerrard's favourite.
There's one.
Yeah, but this
No, tell us about who brought it in. Sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt.
I think it was my dad, but I think I wanted to get Match because my friends got it. It was one of those things.
Which is the
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it just grew from there, and I have so many of them. I still have so many of them.
I think they're well worth keeping.
Yeah.
I really do.
Definitely.
Leave your offers for Connor's collection in the comment section below.
Yeah, perhaps. Maybe this is a cynical ploy, by the way. I don't care about them at all.
They're great.
Yeah, they're going straight on eBay after
We need
this.
a new camera.
To be fair, it's the only thing in his room that isn't sticky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is,
Probably
I was
because
a
Rooney's on the
kid,
cover.
I was a kid, in fairness.
Yeah. Rob?
yeah, I actually didn't get football magazines when I was younger. I was
Apart from that Shoot magazine.
apart from that Shoot magazine, but that was more. I didn't actually buy them, if you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
because I wasn't interested in football when I was a kid. I just didn't give a shit about it. And I wasn't interested
My
in it
house
at all.
was the same.
It's like up until I think 2008 was when I actually got into football. So I was nearly leaving school.
Yeah.
Nearly leaving secondary school at that point. And what I used to get as a kid was I used to get F1 magazines, but they weren't like kids F1 magazines. It was like proper Autosport or F1 racing with all these. Because like my family is like an F1 family, which it sounds insane to say.
Yeah, full
But, like,
family.
My granddad loves F1. My dad loves F1. And that's why I'm into F1. And we used to sit down on a Sunday morning. I used to get my F1 racing magazine. Used to look all the pictures and all this crack of all the old races. I used to love reading about the battles between like. This is gonna sound so alien on a football channel, but it was like I used to look back. They made a film about it, Rush, about like Nicky Lauda and James Hunt, one of the best seasons in F1 history, like 1976, I think it was, and it was just an incredible season. Nicky Lauda nearly died during the season, came back with horrific burns. All them came back, raced the last couple of races. James Hunt won the title anyway, but I remember sitting down reading that and just talking to my dad and my granddad for hours about that season because obviously they both remember it.
That's
like, you know.
brilliant. Yeah.
And that was what got me into like F1 anyway. And then like Autosport is just sort of like I was a fucking weird kid. That's not like Autosport was a magazine more based around the technical side. So like I'd sit down and I'd read about like how a seamless shift gearbox works and like
Right. Okay.
what like how wishbone suspension works and all this crack, you know. And yeah, it was just like it was niche, but like it was great. I loved it, and that's like I went like this sort of technical thing has like stuck with me pretty much forever. Like I like tactics in football now because it's technical.
Well, if you want to know how a gearbox works, you're surely going to look at midfield partnerships
exactly.
in the same way. It
I mean,
makes
like
sense.
the clutch is the 10, you know. Anyway, but
Lost me.
While
Yeah,
we're
what's
revealing
going
things, can I reveal I don't just collect old like match magazines. I have like old newspapers from big games.
Oh, it's all coming out now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's
Going from nostalgia to confession box.
confession-
A priest gonna
confession
walk
box.
into a minute.
So you've got old papers from
old newspapers from matches and stuff. Yeah,
That's brilliant.
from like I'm trying to think what I have one. I'm pretty sure I have some from the 2002 World Cup somewhere.
Yeah.
Or I did have them, but we tried to source it there before, but I couldn't find them. But
Yeah.
I collected like I think it was around the time of Matt Holland's goal and then the game was Cameroon. I had a newspaper from that time. I've magazines, all different types of magazines that I've collected over years. I've Irish. I'm pretty sure I still have Irish programs from like 2001, 2002. Like programs are shit.
Yeah.
Programs are
definitely.
terrible. It's just an advertisement for
Yeah,
the
I don't buy them anymore.
Yeah,
I used to.
but I had a load of them, and they were. My dad's best friend, used to go to matches with him, and if he had programs that we didn't have, I'd try and like see if he'd give them to me just so I could have them.
Savage, yeah.
So I have tickets from matches and stuff, as you can see over there.
Yeah,
That I
yeah, they're
collect
well
and
worth
stuff.
keeping.
Yeah, just all that sort of shit.
Do you ever get annuals?
Yeah, I have. That's
I'm never an
that's
annual person.
like I have a few. I did have a match annual. That was the one I was looking for earlier, but I couldn't find it. That's obviously thrown out now. But I had a match annual. What else? I'm trying to think if I get any annuals. I think it was just match. Yeah, I used to get a match annual on most Christmases.
The annuals I used to get were obviously F1 as well. But I've got every single, like obviously whatever broadcaster had F1 at the time used to do an annual every year. And it was BBC for pretty much forever, up until ITV got it in like the late 90s. And then they had it until the late 2000s, if you know what I mean. So 2008 I think they gave it to BBC for a year, and then it went to Sky. But I've got in my house, I've got every single annual that was printed since like 1974 or something like this, and I've read every single one of them just sitting down. And that was like I'm like you with football. Like you obviously know your fucking narratives and all that with football. I have no clue, but like I could sit down and tell you pretty much everything that's happened in F1 since that year. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
And that was one of the reasons what made me so passionate about the sport, was because I remember reading about this chap called Ayrton Senna. He's a big fucking deal to me, like, and he came about in like 1984, I think it was, when he came out, and read about him. I'm absolutely obsessed about him. Learned everything there was to know about him, and like watch videos of him religiously, because obviously I wasn't alive when he was around. Like, and it was just annuals are just the best for that, because they give you like a narrative of every single race and how it went and what the performances were like and all this.
Annuals are brutal for when you get them at the time. They're brilliant for looking back. It's a great collection together, that kind of way, of the importance of I totally get that. No, it's just, we in my family we didn't really read about sports. We all played sport on myself and my brothers and stuff like that. We were really into it. We never read about it. So like mine really fast forwards to going on holidays to France with my family when I was about 13 or 14. So you're talking about like 2003 that time. And they used to get terrible magazines. My God, it used to be 442. I mean, while we're talking about magazines, okay, Match here has a demographic which works. 442 doesn't really have an age thing. It's more of a how many brain cells have you got thing.
It's
you
a
know
kind,
what I mean?
kind of magazine that appeals to people who've got two brain cells and they're both off looking for each other.
Yeah, like, 442 is the type of magazine that after Dortmund have won 2 back-to-back, Bundesligas, will turn around and go, Klopp's new kids on the block.
Yeah.
After he's done this, just because it's
fucking
now
on.
coming into the consciousness. Anyway, they used to get 442, and I used to have to read, because around the time you go to France, around June time, you're talking major tournaments every second year, and you used to have to read how Xavi thought that Rooney was the top 3 best players in the world. It was around this time, you're talking 2003, 2004. I used to hate it. And then I found World Soccer Magazine around 2006, and it just changed everything. It is, if you haven't read it, you definitely should. It is a phenomenal magazine. It manages to pack everything in. You have a little bit of fun as well, because they point out, they've got their winners and losers column, so it's not all serious stuff.
Yeah, it's great.
And it just comes from all around the world, but it's a great way to get everything in. I mean, you'll read about like island games, and then you'll cross over to, the likes of Sid Lowe on Spain. They managed to get all the best guys in, I think, on it. The only thing I will say is there's not enough MLS coverage, but I think that will change, because if you want to cover the world, you should be covering it as much as you're covering. Like I say, some islands get more coverage than MLS, so hopefully that does change. But that was the real one for me, because no one in my family was interested in talking about football the way I wanted to. So around 2006 was when I got to Tanta for free. I was able to watch Portuguese football, French football, all that kind of stuff. So World Soccer was like, you'd sit with that and that will do, because up until the podcast comes around, there's not really anybody to kind of share your ideas with and stuff like that. So I think if you're watching this, by the way, I'm just thinking, you'll see where the 3 of us are involved in a podcast because
Yeah,
the
'cause
three of us have very, very similar.
And we
likes
know
and stuff like that.
we know our outlet.
It's the outlet. That's exactly. It's the
I
outlet.
think what viewers will probably do is like, I can understand why Robin Connor here, but why the fuck is Palmer here? He doesn't give a fuck about football.
This is him masquerading as a football journalist.
Oh, obviously I developed
Yeah.
a love for football when I got into it. Like, but and again, no one wants to talk about tactics. So
Yes,
that's where
yeah.
I came from.
I mean, I was a very, very late bloomer in terms of football. In that I watched major tournaments, obviously, but I never watched league football apart from Italian stuff on Channel 4 because my mum used to work Sundays. Used to have it recorded on VHS and watch it, and that was great. But you just wouldn't appreciate it in the same way because it's all different language, different players, etc. It was just great to watch. It was very romantic, etc. But when you come into it, it was real full force into it. You know, like I didn't know that Dwight York played for Villa.
Yeah.
I think it was you who told me that because you kept saying that he never references them. He always says we for United, and I was kind of like, the 90s is just this wasteland for me in terms of football knowledge. I know very, very little about what went on in the Premier
My
League.
knowledge of 90s football is mostly the Premier League years and Sky Sports.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a great show.
Age-wise, it doesn't really work for us
Yeah.
because well, I wasn't into it as a kid anyway. But it just you weren't really catching
Well, I
up.
went through a period. Maybe it was because I was reading these magazines, but I knew of early 2000s. I knew of like all of the foreign teams, all of the top players in other leagues, and then I went through a period. Maybe I think it was probably when the time when the Premier League dominated in Europe. That not that I lost interest, but I just lost knowledge. I lost. There was no outlet for me to find out about other leagues.
Yeah.
Because it was just all about the Premier League, and at the time the Premier League was dominating in Europe as well. So
Absolutely.
you didn't get much of an opportunity to see like the other leagues and the other teams. So that's when World Soccer came into it for me.
Yeah.
Sort of brought
it's
back
good in
that.
that way.
It reeled back in that those teams that I hadn't seen so much
I
of.
think nowadays as well, if you're into kind of thinking about football, intelligent football coverage, I think you're really spoiled.
So
Really,
many
really
magazines.
spoiled. I mean, World Soccer is the standout because it gives you that whole thing. But you've got the likes of the Blizzard. You've got Mundial.
Mundial is so good. Yeah,
You know.
but Blizzard is great. But we've been reading the Blizzard for years. But
Yeah,
Mundial is
yeah.
a recent discovery. It's fantastic.
Very, very good. That's well worth a check as well. It's like €12 if you're in Ireland. It's pretty cheaper if you're living in the UK. But it's well worth a look. But you can just get everything. You can get the whole coverage of football as well now because there is the fashion part, which I know sounds a bit weird, but there is a football fashion, isn't there?
Yeah.
In the way it works. So you are spoiled for choice. It's getting even better, and that's brilliant. You've got the likes of the Football Pink as well, which it's a lot of independent people coming in and covering football from different angles, which is just deadly. Which we obviously would have loved as kids or teenagers, probably is pretty fair to say. But yeah, it's
And
getting
I mean,
better.
it is having an impact. But a lot of people give out about the money in football, but the mass coverage of European football, it's starting to. I was told just a few weeks ago that I saw like kids in like Porto shirts,
I seen a kid
Dortmund
in a home
shirts,
Porto shirt the other
Dortmund
day.
shirts.
That's
which is madness. Like.
incredible.
Yeah.
And I think it's a sign of where the Champions League is going. It is eclipsing the other leagues, which is bad for a lot of clubs, but it's just great to see Irish kids, Irish adults, whatever, wearing these jerseys. And it's just like, because usually it's the team that dominates the Champions League, plus Liverpool, plus Manchester United.
Yeah.
So you've got, like, when I was about 10, 11, it was always Real Madrid shirts, because you've got himself, running the show. Zidane, that is.
Well, don't forget.
Zidane was there. And
No, but that's why a lot of Irish
yeah,
fans I
because
know
you always
say
remember that
Real
Siemens
Madrid.
Mobile shirt.
Oh, it's nice.
As everybody had it, and now everybody has Barcelona jerseys
Yeah.
because they're going through their spell. But now you're seeing jerseys like PSG, and usually you have to win to come onto the radar. So it's just great. It's a tangent of sorts, but it is great to see. But is that a wrap for
Yeah, I was happy this
nostalgic
week.
stuff? Yeah, it's very happy. Yeah, we've been ranty lately. So I suppose if you want to leave comments in the section below, let us know what you read as a kid or as a young teenager. I think the young teenager is more formative, but it doesn't matter. Let us know what you read, what you think of our things, what you think of Palmer's niche Formula One magazines and annuals.
Shit. Yeah.
I think there's a lot more closet motor fans than you think.
I really
A
hope
lot
so
of
because
them,
I
a
need
lot of
someone to
them.
talk to.
I realised it anyway. Tweet me.
Tweet, please talk to me about things.
So leave your comments in the section below. Let us know. You can subscribe to us on YouTube. Please do. Follow us on Twitter at @the final_third. And thanks for watching.